Hello folks, welcome along to A Taste of Country with Lucia Butler. I've got a young gentleman here beside me, Richie Remo. Richie, welcome.
Oh, thank you very much, Lucia, and welcome as well.
It's nice to have you, Richie, and it's my first time meeting you and seeing you live on stage. What a performance, Richie.
Thanks very much, Lucia. It was great, and it was a fantastic show as well down here in Hudson Bay, so I really enjoyed it,
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Richie, tell us a little bit about yourself, or shall we say tell the listeners about yourself. You're a young man, you're a little bit over 21, are you?
That's just slightly over it, like yourself, Lucia. But no, I'm very busy, and I've been playing music since I was 14 now, and I've been Richie Remo now 3 years, so everything's going well, thank goodness.
Okay, and do you come from a big family, Richie? Or?
I've got 2 sisters, and one of them's great at piano, and the other one's a singer as well, trained singer. So my father plays in the band with me as well. So the only person that isn't a singer is my mother.
Yeah. And would your mum and dad have been into singing that would have taken you into it, that you would have heard him singing at home, or?
My father would always have sang, and he always done spots, and he done Take Your Picks and sang with other bands, and always thought he was a singer, so I suppose that's where I take it from,
Okay, very good, Richie. Now, Richie, earlier on you were telling me a little story about the fiddle. I think it's a very interesting story that you should tell the listeners about this fiddle. How did you get into the fiddle playing?
Well, basically, I played guitar, and about 6-7 years ago my father actually drives a bin lorry, and he was lifting the bin, there was a fiddle on top of it, and he brought it home and he says, "There's a fiddle, do you think you could play it?" And I basically went on and got all the strings and notes and that, and started to learn then. So it just went from there. It was a strange one,
Was it self-taught, Richie, or did you go have lessons as well?
Well, I was sort of self-taught, and at a fella that gave me a good hand with it, a fella Peter McKeever, write songs as well at that time, and Peter guided me in the right way and showed me different techniques, and then I got a classical teacher to teach me a wee bit about holding and more things like that, and bow techniques and stuff, and just to brush me up and everything, and really, the lessons just helped to, bring you forward at it and learn you different things, so it's been great.
Mm-hmm. And Richie, tell me how you would have got into the music. What actually inspired you to go out singing and doing all that type as you were growing up?
Well, basically on my 12th birthday, it was for my 12th birthday, I says to my father, I want a guitar for my birthday, do you start a band? And he says to me, if I buy you a guitar, you have to promise to put in the work and learn it and practice and that. So basically 2 years later, I done my first gig whenever I was 14. From there it's just, I've been playing every weekend of my life more or less, and now it's became playing all week, every week, and maybe would normally try to take a Tuesday off in the week if there's no shows on, and that would be one day off the rest of the week, and maybe at the weekend I would be playing maybe twice on the Saturday and twice on the Sunday as well at the minute. So it's been very, very busy at the minute.
Are you a one-man band, Richie, or do you have a big band behind you? Or?
Well, basically what I do have at the minute is I do like a one-man show for different venues there and that, and daytime shows and things, and then I've got me and my fella, which is called the Fella and Son Remo Band, and we basically do a lot of weddings and corporate events and things. And then for the Irish country scene now I've got my own live band as well, my own 5-piece, so it's actually our first date now in July, so it'll be the first time we'll be out as a band.
Richie, the performance that I saw there last night, you had a fiddle in your hand and you were dancing, and you had a bit of everything thrown in there.
It's been able to dance, play and sing all at the one time. It was funny, Declan Ernie came on after, and it was very true what he says. You get a lot of good singers in the business, you get a lot of good fiddle players, you get a lot of good dancers, but putting it all together is the difficult part, and for your breathing and for moving and for remembering everything and thinking about everything, it's a lot of, for doing a few songs, the amount that it takes out of you is serious, because you're doing 3 things at the one time, and it's always trying to interact with the audience as well at the same time and keep everything rolling, keeping everything smooth and smiling. It's very important just to put everything together and to do it. It's and I'm never happy. I'm always my own worst critic. I'm always trying to make things better and that, so work hard at it.
Well, do you know what, Richie? Maybe that's not a bad thing, but what I saw last night was great coordination and great interaction with the crowd, and with the lights there, you were amazing the way you went around, and the crowd seemed to love you.
Well, the one thing I always say in my performance especially, I love to feel it, and I was feeling it last night, and if I'm feeling it, the crowd's always feeling it. It's great whenever everybody's in that atmosphere, and everybody's feeling the music, and that's what it's all about. And I just love whenever you've got the whole thing going there, it makes it so much easier easier for me to dance and play whenever I'm feeling the music. And I have to say the sound man was fantastic here last night as well, and the lighting and all this. The production was first class, you know.
A lot goes on behind the scenes that people don't really see or realise, maybe.
That's right. Well, I came yesterday about 4 o'clock, and I sound checked about 6:30, 7:45, you know, and you know
this is Michelle Sullivan's night of suicide night, suicide awareness,
and you know it's from, you know, basically as an artist, you know, you're preparing from the morning to that night, and it was only really 2 songs last night, but the same preparation goes on for every show, and you have to make sure everything's going to be right, and you know, you go on there and do your best. You put 120% into every show that you do, and whether it's 10 people or 1,000, you know, it's all about performing every time you go out.
Well, clearly last night, from what I could see, you enjoy what you do, Richie, and yes, it is hard work, but it pays off, doesn't it?
I love doing what I do, and you know, as I was saying, I basically play all week, and I rehearse the big band on the Monday, and then I try to take a Tuesday off, but whenever I'm off on a Tuesday, I'm sorting out emails and phone calls, and I'll be doing...
You're not really off, are you?
And then a song writing a Tuesday as well, so the day off isn't really a day off, so it's just a matter of just working all the time and working hard, and I mean, I love songwriting, I love...
That's what I was just going to say to you. You are a songwriter, Richie.
That's right. It's become more and more of my show now, and the whole idea is about videos, and you're always thinking next video, next single, the next thing, and you always think it's the next big thing, and whenever it happens then it maybe isn't as big as you thought it was, and you just hope that the next one's going to be the next big thing, and you just keep putting out songs and enjoy doing it, and the main thing is to enjoy singing your own material. Whenever you're at gigs singing your own songs and everybody's singing them, it's great feeling.
And you know, when you sit down, do you actually plan on sitting down to write that song, or does it just come to you natural?
Most of the stuff I'd come up with an idea in my head or something, and I would write one bit of a song and get the idea of the song, and then I would record it in my phone or that just to remember it, and then I would come back to it maybe the next week, because what happens is sometimes you hit not writer's block where the verses and the choruses, and sometimes you want to make the song as good as possible, and you need to maybe give it time to develop rather than rushing the song and putting it together. But in the early days I would have read a song and finished it all in a one time frame, you know, just done it and finished it. But now I would take a wee bit of time, and I would go away from it and come back and go away and change chord structures and things, and try and just make it that wee bit more. You're always trying to make it that everybody in the room can. It's nearly as if whenever you write a song, you want everybody to really know it the first time they hear it. And that's what I try to do. Feel that whenever you sing that song for the first time, everybody's singing halfway through, I know this song, you know, that's the feeling that you're going for.
Would you always write things close to the heart? Because I know I've wrote a few songs. They're on paper around the house, Richie, and sometimes they're kind of relating to stories maybe that I would experience.
My problem was in the first songs that I was always writing was always about a girl in Dermot. She had blonde hair, blue eyes, and stuff like that. And you know, then you have to start thinking, you know, this is the storyline that I'm going the whole time with. So you start to think about different things, and you start to try and feel different things in your lifetime. Go back to school, and I mean, I've got singles coming out there now, and they basically maybe not me affected directly with the things that's in the songs, but things that would happen every day to normal people, you know, and just trying to relate to people and have songs that are. Sometimes you'll do a song that's maybe more got a happy feeling, like OAO is more that summery type, swingy type song, and there's other stuff in the albums, covers, and there's just a couple of covers because nearly all original material now. That's because most of the good songs out there to be covers have been covered now, so you're digging out older stuff, and that maybe it doesn't suit you. So I found now writing the material seems to be where it's at now for me.
And we've got people in the background here. There's a little bit of noise in the background, but that's grand. Richie, as regards the songs that up to date, how many albums have you got up to date? Or
well, basically what I done my first album, which was Fiddling Around, that was a few years back, and the album, it was the first one I put out there, and at that stage I wasn't thinking about Irish country or about doing concerts or about doing anything. It was just basically as an artist trying to get your music out there, and there was actually 4 of my own originals in that as well at that time, and 1 co-written song, and the rest was covers. And at that time I was highly influenced by Ricky Skaggs and American artists, and you know, all that type of American and fiddle along with Irish country, and I done Tipperary Girl on it at that time as well. Daniel just released it, and I loved it, and I loved the feel of it, and it still goes down a storm in the set, you know. And there's different songs I got, and the last track on it, number 14, is a song called Fare You Well, and Fare You Well is probably my biggest song to date. It's got the biggest hits on YouTube, and it would be most requested as well at the show. And now, you know, since OAO came out, OAO's sort of moved into second place as a song just to slip past me while everybody's shouting about OAO. And even
I have to say, sorry Rich, I interrupt, because I love it. I think you've done a fabulous job, and well done.
Well, funny, you know, last night even here in Hudson Bay, it was amazing, you know, with it being shown on all the different TV channels, Hot Country and Phil Mack, and that people were saying, did you not do the new song OAO? But Michelle says to me originally, she says, look, Richie, do stuff that people know. So you know, I took it out of the set, but hopefully it'll keep getting good radio play, and the video will be shown, and the hits on YouTube's going well in the video and stuff. It will be my fastest growing video, and that it was recorded in Albufeira, video in Albufeira with Mick Bracken, and it was great going away to do a video. That was another idea of mine. We'll go to Portugal to do a video, you know, and
a wild idea, was it?
It was wild, and it was great. It was a wee break at that time. I got 3 days away through, and normally my holidays, you're going out there and you start lying in sunbeds and you think to yourself, I wish I had a guitar to write a song, or I wish I was doing something. You're thinking music anyway whenever you're away. So it was great doing a video and having a bit of sunshine in the break as well. It was great.
Music is a great thing for the body and soul, isn't it, Richie?
It's basically my life now. You know, the music's just from you get up in the morning to you finish in the afternoon, or in the evening. I don't be home most nights at 3 and 4 o'clock, so it's just a full day, and you get up the next day and you do it over again, and you do it over again, and whenever you love doing it, it's great.
But you can express a lot of your emotions through the music and the singing.
The thing about it is you can, and you know, for me, you know, if I had a slogan or something, it would be feeling it, and you know, it's strange whenever you're performing and the crowd's with you. It's just a great feeling.
Absolutely.
You know,
now, Richie, I'm going to ask you the plans for the future. What are the plans? You have some singles coming out?
Well,
maybe we'll be playing them after this interview.
Yes. Well, I've a sort of choice of maybe 4 singles now at the minute. I've recorded so many originals, and I've covered a couple of songs as well. And the truth is, in the album now, this new album, every song could nearly be released as a single. That, you know, the song choices and the time I've put into them, and that, and I do believe that. And what's up with Jonathan Owens there, and he just says, he actually said to me, look, the material in this album, even compared to my first 2 albums, the material, it's so original and so different, and there's different feels to different songs. It's all feeling different, and the feels of each song is right as well, which is great. And just always trying to find new ideas and types of ways to swing things. And I mean, my style of country is very progressive anyway. It's not, you know, it's a new sort of brand of country, and that's what I've always tried to do, trying to be different. I'm not trying to copy anybody or be like anybody. I'm just being myself.
Just
you know,
being me.
That's exactly. So it's all about being trying to be original and not copying anybody, and doing the right things and the right songs, and doing things that's right for yourself as an artist. That's,
it keeps you happy, but most important, to keep the crowd happy and entertained is very important as well, Richie.
That's right. They feel it, and you know, in your live show, along with a mix of the covers as well, just for people that are new, you need to be doing the songs that they do know as well, to keep them sort of, you don't want them to go away saying, I didn't know one of that boy's songs all night, you know. So it's very important as well to have that right mix in your live set. So I'm trying to create that as well. And with me being in the north, you know, the crowds are very, very young and very modern. It's a lot of followers that would have been following pop and maybe dance music now who's coming to the country scene. So I'm doing very well in the north because of that, because I'm very current and I'm very fresh, and I'm not covering, I was saying to you earlier, whenever we started out in the band, we were doing all them old sort of songs that were, you know, your standards and your waltzes and quick steps, and even foxtrots and slow waltzes and modern waltzes, and you had all these things going on. And now it's became, most of my set would be very lively, quick steps, and I mean, I've got a couple of waltzes. I've got Marianne from the Hot Country album, and also the new one in the new album, the waltz that's written, it's called Antramani. So that's another waltz, and it's got that nice flowing sort of style, bit of an older style and accordion feeling all in the waltz and that. And I like waltzes, you know, I like writing waltzes as well, because I feel waltzes, there isn't very many good waltzes out there, and my problem is covering waltzes and stuff, most of them's already been done, and they're done to the death nearly. So writing a new waltz is nice. To be performing your own waltzes is the thing, creating sets.
Richie, I know you do a lot of singing up in the north. What about down Southern Ireland? Have you kind of gone down south yet? or go across the water maybe to the UK? We'll have you over there maybe?
Well, I suppose this is the first big show in the south that I've done. I've been Letterkenny and Bundoran regular, but far down, this Hudson Bay. And if it was anything to go with the show last night, I'd look forward to coming back again. But the production and the show and the crowd, like there was 600-700 people maybe at that show.
There was over 700 people here, and it's a credit to Michelle Sullivan. Michelle, well done to you and all your family.
A fantastic show. And Michelle, it was in Letterkenny. Michelle seen me one night and she says, "You'll come and do a wee spot for me in Hudson Bay, Athlone." And I thought, that's no problem, Michelle, and I arranged them with the studio and that, but it's a good 4 or 5 hour drive. And to be honest with you, it's the people were great down here, and they're a great audience, and there's great, they really did seem to enjoy the set as well, which was encouraging for me. So I can maybe come down this way again or do something, maybe a big weekend or something.
Absolutely. And John McNichol, I have to say, done a fantastic job on that song that Michelle wrote.
John's about 5-10 minutes up the road from where I live myself, and it's funny, John, it was the first time that I ran into John at the gig, because I would mainly do the north, and John seems to be very busy in England, Scotland and down south here. So John's a great fella and a nice lad, and he was very good, and he's good. He's a very, very good singer too. He's doing very, very well, and it's great to see him doing well. And he's a very down to earth lad as well.
He's a gentleman, an absolute gentleman, and a great guy. And that makes two of you, Richie, because it's an absolute pleasure to meet a gentleman in the country music, and someone that's well confident and well able to interact with the crowd. So well done on that.
Thanks very much. I'm here and enjoy it and enjoy the crack, and I love getting on with the people and mixing with the people as well. And at the end of the day, I'm just another person. As an artist, I do what I do, but I also am a person, and I'd like to see everybody and meet and greet everybody and chat to everybody. And
I know that, Richie, because you've never stopped talking since I met you all last night and this morning. Sorry about that, I just had to say that. Right, Richie, as regards getting in touch with you, or maybe to buy some of your albums or something, I know you're on Facebook, Richie Remo, R-E-M-O.
Yep, it's a Richie Remo likes page now, because of my own page you can only have 5,000 friends, so it's changed to like page, but it is my actual own personal page, so I do be on there quite a bit and update it daily, and everything that's going on, and I would keep me current singles coming up on the page, and I'm on YouTube as well. You can check out the videos all on YouTube as well. So everything's going well, and I'm also doing a wee bit now with Hot Country and Phil Mac in Ireland West as well. And
you're getting out there really, I suppose, with all that.
It's really pushing the south that wee bit more people awareness now, and I felt people would say, "Why didn't you do it earlier?" I never heard of that, but I just feel the time's becoming right now, and I've put in 2.5 years of work doing concerts and doing gigs and stuff, and I feel that the show's getting to the stage now where I want to promote it that wee bit more, because the experience that you pick up along the way, and you come into venues where very little people knows you, and next thing it goes bang and people loves it, and it's all through experience and being confident in what you're doing and having the sets right for the people.
That sounds brilliant, Richie. It just seems like you enjoy doing what you do, but we have listeners all over the world here on irishcountrymusicradio.com.
Yes, here you're a very popular station now. I would be, with being from the north, I would see online station. I see you on Facebook quite a bit and that as well. And the online stations now seem to be going very well as well. So it's great that there's so many stations and so many things on, and to have you at different gigs and promoting the music as well as an artist. It's very important that all the radio stations and online stations and everything's playing your music. And I suppose it's good for you if you're getting a good quality product as well to play in the station, because it's good for your show, and everybody wants good quality. And I mean, I've been in 3 different studios now recording. I'm down with Jonathan now. And I'm down with Jonathan Owens now in Granard, and Jonathan's great as well, and that's where I'm producing the latest album, and he is very, very good at what he's doing,
And Richie, we're going to wrap up the interview now. Is there anyone you'd like to say hello to or thank you to?
Just to your whole team at Irish Music Radio, Irish Country Music Radio, sorry, and just all the listeners out there as well. And I hope to keep requesting the music and enjoying my music. And as I say, I'm excited about the future now. All these new songs coming out, and a lot of them's original. And just getting on the road. I've got a small tours coming up, and I'll be taking probably a half page in the Sunday World and things like that to promote. Where I'm at down south and that, because people's always asking where I'm at or where I'm going to be at, or I've got maybe a weekend mind things coming up, maybe in the likes of the Allingham Arms Bundoran and different things like that, the Bushtown, Coleraine, where people can actually travel and maybe see a wee bit of the north as well.
Yeah, that's very good. That's very inviting. Well, Richie, I'd like to wish you every success. From the show I saw last night, I was really impressed. Well done to you, and continued success for you in the future. And I'm sure that goes for myself and all the presenters at irishcountrymusicradio.com. Keep up the good work, Richie. Up the jive, as they say.
Thanks very much, and keep her lit.
Thank you, listeners. Hope you enjoyed that interview from Lucia Butler and
Richie Remo.
God bless.